Family and Consumer Sciences Extension at the University of Kentucky. Our agents share research knowledge with individuals, families, and communities to improve quality of life. Building strong families, building Kentucky. It starts with us.
Hi, I am Vicki Wynn. I'm the Family and Consumer Sciences Agent at the Marshall County Extension Office. We are an arm of the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension, and I'm glad to be here today to talk to you about grab and go breakfast. And with the kiddos getting ready to start back to school, with everyone getting back in a routine, it is so important that everybody takes time for a healthy, nutritious breakfast. And I know during the time that we've had off as a break in our routine, we may have gotten out of some of those good habits, but it's never too late to get back on track and to make sure that we break the fast. You know, the word breakfast comes from breaking the fast. The period of time between bedtime and breakfast is the longest time of the 24-hour day that we go without food. So it is so important that we take time to eat a nutritious breakfast to fuel us up for the day to come. And especially for those kiddos that are going back to school, it's so important to take time and eat a good breakfast. And sometimes that means grabbing it and going. So we're going to talk a little bit about some things that are convenient and yet cost effective. They are items that are easy to get, and most families will find something in these that they will enjoy having for breakfast. So we're going to look at fresh fruit. You just can't beat fresh fruit for grabbing and going because there's no waste, there's no mess. Bananas, apples, grapes, pears, whatever your family enjoys, it's always good to have some fresh fruit on hand. Having it accessible so that everyone can choose their favorite and it can go out the door. So fruit it's really a number one choice in helping us to start the day. Also, let's talk about one of our dairy options, yogurt. And of course, yogurt comes in a lot of forms. They package these to be convenient for children and for people on the go. So it's a little more pricey, but we're paying for the convenience. So you can choose yogurt in small containers. You can do the squeeze type yogurt, or you can buy the large family size yogurt and portion it out into little containers that you can reuse. So whatever is the best fit for your family, there's certainly an option for you. If using the smaller containers, you can buy the plain yogurt or the vanilla yogurt and then add your own fruit. So there's lots of options there with blueberries, strawberries. You can even make the yogurt parfaits to go. And we know that everyone likes a little bit of granola and the fruit and the yogurt parfaits, and that makes for a great start for the day. Also, trail mix, and you can see my options here for trail mix. There are just an endless number of good nutritious foods that can go into a trail mix. And the fun part of mixing up a trail mix is that the kiddos can help with that. They can choose what they like, they can put that in their trail mix pack, and it's a very good grab and go part of the breakfast. It's always important to include some grain. And of course, non-sweetened cereal is a good option with the grain. We know we've got oat cereal, we've got bran cereal, wheat, corn, all kinds of grains in the cereal family. And making sure that we include some of that. It's going to be crunchy. It's going to be one of the things that our children enjoy. So let's include that in the trail mix. Also, we could put some pretzels, also in the grain family. There are also whole wheat pretzels. There's pretzel sticks and all kinds of shapes and sizes of pretzels. We can include a few of those. And the protein. We've got all sorts of nuts. A mixed nut part of the trail mix is good because some people like cashews, some people like almonds, some people like all of the nuts. But if we know we've got a good protein source when we include some of the nuts in our trail mix. And then we've got some dried fruit. These are dried pineapples, but you've got dried strawberries, dried peaches, dried apples, even raisins, and dried cranberries are good as well. So as you can see, there's just all kinds of options. What we would keep in mind is that a good trail mix should include a grain, a fruit, a protein, and then a little bit of the sweet stuff. So some candy pieces that are either chocolate or peanut butter are going to be good options as well. We just want to put probably a 3-to-1 ratio with our protein, our fruit, and our grain, and then a little bit of the sweet with the candy pieces. So that is another good option. We can either portion that and put it in a 1/4 cup serving is typically what a trail mix serving would be, and it would fill this cup. 1/4 cup serving would be something that would fit well here, or we could put that in our portion size zipper bags. And 1/4 cup, it's marked for us. There it is, a 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup, 3/4, and a cup. So we could actually put 4 servings in this particular portion pack, and our children, adults, anyone who enjoys a trail mix for the grab and go would have more than one portion or more than one serving in this. We just have to be careful to stop at the first line, and after we've eaten down, we'll stop there, and then we've still got more servings to go. Also, you can buy a box of inexpensive snack size zipper bags, and these are really good to put a serving of the trail mix in. So we've got reusable containers we could use for that. We've got the portion bags, or we have just the snack size zipper bags as well. So our snack mix or trail mix is a very good option for grab and go. Next we have some granola bars, and I really encourage you to read labels to make sure that we're not getting a lot of sugar. A lot of times some of the granola bars will add quite a bit of added sugar just to add some flavor, because grains sometimes are not very flavorful, and they try to enhance that flavor by adding quite a bit of sugar. So I would recommend that you always read the label. They usually come in a box, a multi-pack, and to make sure that you read that we're within the daily recommended amounts of sugar for this. Of course, they're a good source of carbohydrates, which is going to give us some energy. So in the big scheme of things, a granola bar would be a good choice with a piece of fruit. Or we'll move on to the hard-boiled egg. And there's just not much more simple to prepare for a grab-and-go breakfast, unless it's fruit, is a boiled egg. A hard-boiled egg is a wonderful source of protein, and it will definitely get us off on the right foot when we start our day with a hard-boiled egg. So we can do those ahead of time. We can keep those in the refrigerator, and they're ready to grab and go. And of course, we can have that boiled egg with some fruit, with some yogurt, and pair that with any of the other grab and go choices. Another one that's really good is peanut butter on whole wheat bread. And I know most kiddos love peanut butter. Sometimes we like a little jelly on that sandwich as well. But peanut butter and whole wheat bread is a very, very healthy combination to start the day out right, and to make sure that we are getting some good protein source and a good grain source as well. So we want to make sure that we have all of these options available. Whenever we're packing these to carry with us, maybe your child rides a bus, or maybe your child is going to be in a carpool being driven to school. They will probably have time enough to eat this breakfast on the go. And maybe your child eats breakfast at school. Well, all of these options would be wonderful snacks to come home to in the afternoon as well. So we want to make sure that we always have some things prepared and ready when the kiddos get home, because I know from experience that when they get home from a long day at school, they're very tired and they're very hungry. So a lot of nutritious snacks available to them will make it a lot easier for them to satisfy that hunger and help them move throughout the evening and the afternoon. I wanted to remind you, if you're packing a lunch or if you're packing foods for your child to take to school, we want to make sure that if it is a food that needs to stay cold, that you include a freezer pack, and these are little packs that go in the freezer and freeze hard and keep food cold for a few hours. So we want to make sure that we are staying safe and that we keep that food below 40 degrees. We want to make sure it doesn't get in the danger zone of 40 to 140. So if it is a food that needs to stay cold, we need to make sure that we have provisions for that to stay in our lunch bag and not spoil. So take that extra precaution, because it's really, really important that we keep our food safe and that our children don't have to worry about the food spoiling throughout the morning. Another thing that I wanted to mention is having water bottles for grab and go. Kiddos need to drink a lot of water throughout the day, and now it being summertime and they play outside a lot, so it's good just to keep your refrigerator stocked with water bottles all the time, so that we have water available for them and that we always have a good reusable water bottle that we can fill again, keep it in the refrigerator, and I highly recommend to keep some reusable water bottles in the refrigerator at all times. So that is also another option that we want to make sure that we have those available. So just to recap a little bit, the fresh fruit. We just can't beat the fresh fruit in terms of grab and go, and there are so many options available, and your children may like something different than what we've shown here, but I think if you know what they enjoy and what they would eat, you can't go wrong with any of the fresh fruit that's available right now. Also, the yogurt, good dairy source. I know a lot of people tell me my child is not a milk drinker, so they worry about them not getting enough vitamin D and not getting enough calcium, but typically they're going to enjoy yogurt. So we're going to make sure that we have some yogurt on hand. You can mix that with fresh fruit. You can mix that with some of the other grains and make it a yogurt parfait. You can put granola, you can put even cereal on the top, make it a little crunchy. So we know sometimes we may have to think outside the box in terms of what our children really enjoy eating. And we can pull things together, and to us as adults it may not sound like the most appetizing, but if we're trying to get them to eat from the food groups that we know that their body needs, we need to make sure that they are getting good nutrition through the breakfast foods especially. And then the trail mix, just remember that we want to load up on the grains, load up on the proteins, and also the fruits. And then, of course, we can add some of the sweet candy pieces, whether they be peanut butter or chocolate. There's all kinds of things. I know some of the children enjoy chocolate chips. When we do this activity, they enjoy some of the chocolate chips or butterscotch chips in their trail mix. So we really try to make sure that we've included a little bit of sweet because it's a good balance with all of the other ingredients. So in terms of measuring those out, you can let those kiddos help you with measuring those ingredients and putting together their trail mix either in a portion bag or some of the individual containers that are easy for them to grab and go. And we move on then to granola bars. There's all kinds of granola bars. These are chocolate chip, peanut butter, whole grain oat. So they've got lots of good nutrition in a small package, and those are usually real easy to find and a good assortment as well. Also, we talked about the boiled eggs. Wonderful source of protein. You know, they say a boiled egg is the perfect food, and it's very inexpensive and they're easy to find. It's really something that we can always keep on hand. Then the peanut butter on the whole wheat bread, we want to make sure that we're giving an option there that the kiddos will enjoy, and we know sometimes they like a little bit of jelly as well, and that's perfectly a good snack as well. So we've talked about water and how important it is to keep that fresh water in the refrigerator and on hand so they can grab and go that as well. So thank you for being with us today and talking about grab and go breakfast. And until next time, I'm Vicki Wynn with the Marshall County Extension Office.